Welcome to Nerds, Geeks in the Kitchen Sink. It's the podcast that's like hanging out at the video store. I'm one of your hosts, DK.
Oh, I'm your other host, Chris.
Improve if you feel like it, and maybe we should
I was
consider
frozen there for a
some
second.
improvement. Great, great. Hey, this is a great
Yeah,
start, and
we're professionals.
we're
Yeah,
warming up. We're warming
I
up.
know, right?
Look, we normally record earlier in the day on a weekend. We're normally more rested and alive,
Right.
but this is a different time, and it's been a long day for everybody. So, okay, all right, just lower those expectations.
Okay, yeah,
Just move
just
them down one or two,
a
please.
smidge.
Well, what the hell's been going on? How's your spooky season going?
Go so far so good. Been watching quite a bit of stuff. Going back through some oldie but goodies and some foreign films that I hadn't seen in a while
Oh,
or
cool.
hadn't seen at all, and I did get to see a new movie this last weekend, so
Well, do you want to
I
talk
am.
about it now?
Well, let's get into a little bit of stuff, and then we're going to talk about basically Terrifier is going to be our main subject. So
Terrifier 3, yep.
we'll lead that into
That's the main deal today.
so.
Um, but yeah, okay.
Now, in movie regards, I do have some movie news,
Oh, you want to do
which
that now?
yeah, I can do that real quick. The Highlander film is delayed, but for a very good reason, because Chad Stileski took over and is doing major reshoots for Ballerina.
Hmm. Okay.
So he
John Wick
is
reasons.
the yes,
Yeah.
and he wants this to be part of a larger world for John Wick, and he wasn't happy with what was it? Len Weissman was the original director on this.
Didn't he direct the like Underworld or something?
Hmm.
Is it the same guy?
I think so. I have to look it up real fast, but yeah, Chad did not like the way it was turning out, so they are pretty much heading to Prague here shortly and reshooting a bunch to hit that July 2025 date.
Uh, Going to Prague. Why not shoot another Underworld movie while you're there? Is there? I don't know. You probably wouldn't know this. Is there a Paul F. Tompkins character where he plays Len Wiseman? Hang on. Paul F. Tom. I need to know this for my own
It's
sanity. I'm
fine. It's
pretty sure
fine.
that he. Yeah. Okay. Um. Yeah. Okay. He does. Anyway,
Okay.
that's just a fun thing for me and the few
Right.
comedy bang bang people in here.
Right. Right.
Uh. So yeah, cool.
But
I know that Highlander is like one of your main one
right.
of your main guys. So
Well, in the meantime, apparently Henry Cavill is going to be somebody in the Voltron live action movie, which is also going to start filming soon. So while they're doing all the redo, you know, reshoots and everything for Ballerina, he'll be able to chalk that one in and then go right into Highlander.
Voltron, huh?
Hmm.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Are you just drinking a big thing of milk?
No,
Okay.
it's water
Okay.
with
I
some
just thought
flavor.
Chris has a big old glass of milk.
I wouldn't be afraid of that.
Hey, whatever. I mean, you
Yeah,
drink
yeah,
what you want to
yeah.
drink. That's fun. Okay. Well, good. Good for Highlander. I hope that is
So
good for that whole thing.
yeah.
Cool. Any other movie news you want to share?
I just wanted, this was a little thing, and we'll get to it. You know what? I'll wait right before we do Terrifier because it's in regards to a little comparison.
Oh, okay. I know what you're gonna go. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
It needs to be said
it
probably.
needs to be said. Yeah.
Okay.
So what
Well,
else you got?
I have some comic book things that I
Go for
would
it.
like to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, so I picked up a couple things recently that are brand new. Um, Number one, there's a new Werewolf by Nightline. This
Really?
is the first. There are two, I think, out now. Two or
Okay.
three issues of this. This is the red band, kind of like with the Wolverine. They're doing a red band. Um, it's I've been a little bit disappointed with this one. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay.
I was really hoping for like a sort of a fresh start. It was kind of, from what I understood, like this was gonna be like kind of a fresh start for Werewolf by Night and like kind of a good place to jump in. But it's so far been like reference after reference to things that already
Hmm.
happened. And, that's fine in comics. Like you can ignore those. But like it seems like half the pages have oh, to find out about that, read this. That's standard. I understand that.
Right.
But I was really hoping for something like the Wolverine where it's like just new, it's its own thing,
Just kind of a
whatever.
story to jump in on,
Yeah. So it
in
isn't that.
itself.
I don't hate the art. I mean, it's standard Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
It looks good, but I mean, this to me is like perfected like pop comic book art. You know what I mean? It's stylized in that way, like
Hey, it's
comic book
me. Give
art.
me a call back. I'm on my
Whoa.
way home. All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. And
Keep going.
there's some stuff I like. There's these cool retro vampires and stuff. But you get a lot of the just straight into the Marvel-y stuff, and I was just really hoping for more of just like a straight up werewolf thing.
Right.
And it really is like right away, like straight into the Marvel-y stuff. So I read the first one. I've not read the second. I do have the second one sitting on the shelf over there. I haven't read it yet. I will at least give it to that. But so far I don't think I'll add this to my pull list if the second one doesn't
Is
change.
doesn't elevate.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's too bad. I also just learned, and I shared this in the Discord, if you're on a Discord, about the Batman full moon.
I saw
That
that
sounds
in Discord.
awesome.
That is
Uh,
very interesting.
I'll be
So,
picking that up if I can get my hands on it for sure. But speaking of Batman, I did jump in, and I know a lot of people have on the Absolute Batman #1. So I've got this here. Have you read this, Chris?
I have not yet. I've seen, the cover of it, some stories about it, but I've kind of tried to avoid reading anything of it until
Sure,
I actually read it myself.
sure. And I won't give you any spoilers. Um, but just for people who maybe don't know about it, it is essentially a retelling of Batman. There are some changes to the story. There's a lot of changes to the characters. I think the sort of the soul and spirit of Batman is still, they haven't changed that.
Okay.
But there's one huge difference, and it's that he doesn't come from privilege like he does in the original. He is like, he has no money, he's poor, he has to like earn everything and figure it out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
He's also possibly the biggest Batman there's ever been. He is
And
like
I've seen that in some art, and he's
massive.
massive too. Yeah.
He's massive. There's a really good, and I don't really want to spoil this, but there's a really cool fake out in the comic where
Hmm.
you think that one guy, they're setting him up like this is Bruce Wayne, the Bruce Wayne everyone
Hmm.
knows, but then our Bruce Wayne shows up, and it's like, whoa, shit.
Yeah. Okay.
There's some interesting things going on with the Alfred character. Um, you can kind of see maybe where it's going with him, although I don't know for sure. Um, but there are some interesting things going on with that. The art, again, standard comic book, that's a
Yeah.
great panel, him
Yeah. That is a good
jumping
one.
and flying and whatever. It's Batman. It,
Right.
it, it doesn't do anything crazy and as far as the art goes, although the art's great. I mean, that's not a complaint. I don't want to make it sound like it's a complaint.
Right.
The art is just about perfect for this kind of story. I mean, it's exactly what you want. Plenty of ass kicking in this first issue. Again, there's going to be some faces you recognize, although there are going to be some changes to sort of where he is versus some of the other characters you might know who may or may not be villains. And
Okay.
so, to me, this is all very interesting stuff. Like we've rearranged all the chess pieces of Batman, and we're putting them in different places now. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's like all these
Yeah.
characters. It's nothing like I don't think it's anything that will upset you. For example, it's just more like he's a different.
It's
He's
almost another Elseworlds
yeah,
kind of where it's just his backstory is,
right.
you know.
Like I'll just give you one tiny one. The
Okay,
gym,
that's fine.
the gym that he trains at is Croc's gym. So
Okay.
if that gives you any indication, and he's friends with who
Gotcha.
we suppose is Killer Croc.
Right.
Um, but it's more than that. There's some interesting things in there. But
Okay.
so far, I think it's a promising beginning. So we will see.
Okay.
It doesn't
That
have. Oh, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, I know you said with wouldn't upset me. As long as you're doing kind of an else world where you're not changing the main quote unquote timeline, for lack of a better term.
Sure.
I'm good. I've loved some of the Gotham by Gaslight and
Right. You
the
could
the
you could
samurai, the medieval, those
yeah,
kind of. I've loved those on a and they don't even have to be a one shot. Just do a storyline kind of a that. My only time that I'm ever really upset with them really taking a character in a you know place that character, especially after decades of story, in a main line would go. You know
sure.
what I'm saying?
Sure. I think this falls right in line. I don't think there's going to be anything in there for that'll go that
Right,
direction. At
right.
least there's not in the first issue.
Yeah,
Um, I would say I like it, although it's not making me tingle like the Wolverine did.
right.
The first two issues of Wolverine Revenge have been so good. I really love Wolverine Revenge so
Yeah,
far. I've been kind of craving a good Batman story, and again, I like the setup. It's very cool. We will see. I have high hopes that this goes in a good direction. Less hyped about the werewolf. The werewolf by night has cool cover art,
yeah.
but yeah, and the thing about Absolute Batman is my screen is turning off. What is happening? Can you still
You're
hear
still
me?
on. Yeah, you're
Okay,
good.
my monitors both decided to. There might be a cat screwing around.
Ah,
There we go.
okay.
There's a little name you might notice that I'm not even doing this on purpose, but Scott Snyder.
Yeah.
I've been reading Scott Snyder after Scott Snyder. I'm not doing it on purpose. It's just like the things that I'm interested in seem to be Scott
The
Snyder.
stuff's been
Yeah.
drawing you into, it just so happens to be.
So yeah, he's getting my money lately. So again, I would recommend Absolute Batman for your Batman fans out there. It's an interesting if you've not read Batman for a while, this is a pretty cool place to jump back in and get a different kind of story. You're not just going to get the same old story. Like they
Right,
changed the origin story completely of his parents and all that stuff. Although it is still a similar, you'll see when you read it. But
right, right.
I don't have any major complaints so far. I'm interested with the setup. Uh, that's all the comic stuff I have, but that kind of leads us directly into Batman and by extension Penguin.
Yes.
So we can talk Penguin. I've seen the first two episodes of Penguin,
Mhm.
and that's not because I'm not enjoying it. It's just because I just haven't had time.
Right.
You want to go first?
Oh, I'll let you go first. I've seen more of it, so I don't want to really.
Okay. Well, having seen the first two episodes,
Mhm.
I'm fully on board. I really like it. I can't believe that like Penguin is such a compelling, interesting, watchable character. It's
I
kind of
know.
mind blowing.
And you completely lose the fact that's Colin Farrell.
You really do. He is blowing my mind. He's really, really good. They're making his character so interesting. And I still want to see Batman kick the shit out of him. But you still you get I kind of like it. Like I kind of like Oz in some, he's like not a good dude, but like is he? Like I don't know. He's great.
I mean, he's almost that Godfather movie mob guy,
That's what they're doing. Yep, exactly.
and I like the story that he told in the first episode
Which sets the whole thing
about
off.
which sets the whole thing off
Yeah,
about him,
that's very telling.
as a
Yeah.
kid, and what in that respect, and that does go in with the Penguin kind of persona in the comics
Yeah.
to a degree.
It's very
He
cool.
wanted to be, looked up to in society and that kind of thing. I think this is. I know there's. I was okay with the Batman. Was not my favorite, which
Yeah.
is fine.
Yeah.
This is better. I mean, I gotta be honest. For the most part, so far through the whole thing, and you haven't seen all of it. The last episode, which is, I mean, it's a little bit of a spoiler, but not really a spoiler. It's a flashback for Sophia Falcone.
Sure.
This is what Arkham Asylum should be.
Okay.
For that Matt Reeves Batman,
I saw a brief thing of her in there, but not a big.
yeah.
I saw like she's in therapy, and that is like
Oh,
a
there
flashback.
is way more to
Okay.
that. The whole episode is pretty much what
Okay.
leads up into her going into Arkham,
Right.
and then near the end of it's like her leaving Arkham,
Right.
and
Okay.
that what happens to her mentally. Why, especially in those first two episodes, it's kind of like I'm not gonna turn my back on her.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. She's
So,
great too, by the way.
but I mean,
Everybody in it has been really good.
I've honestly never talked about in a comic book or a show like this someone winning an Emmy. But oh my God, Colin
For
Farrell
Farrell, yeah.
and Farrell and her, both of them,
She
especially
seems
like I said,
dangerous. She's scary.
yeah.
She is. And I've only seen 2 episodes.
And her name is Kristen Maloney.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, those two should win an Emmy for Best Actor and Actress.
I
I
could be
mean,
convinced just on the first two for Colin Farrell.
yeah,
It's mind blowing. The things that he had to go through to look like that.
I mean,
That alone is like pretty wild.
right.
Yeah. Man,
But
yeah.
this is a huge recommend. This is what every Marvel and DC show should be.
Now,
To this level of acting, this level of production.
sure, the production's
I
fantastic. You don't
mean,
you often don't realize it's a TV.
yeah.
This
And
could be edited into a film for sure.
well, and as much as I'm like middle of the road on the Batman, this does basically start off right after the end of the Batman.
And even in the second episode, things are continuing and things are moving
Right.
on. It's really interesting that they're doing that, and it seems like it's in a meaningful way, not in like an Agents of Shield, like, whoa, did
Right.
you hear about what Thor
Well,
did?
any
It's
other
not like
Marvel
that.
or any other Marvel show. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I've watched a lot of the DC shows through the years. Not all of them. I mean, not even close. But
Yeah.
this to me is like hands down the best.
Well, I
I
mean,
mean,
this one is under, I know a lot of people are saying, well, this wasn't James Gunn's thing. Well, James Gunn oversaw this. This is basically the first project
don't
that he's been
forget, James
overseeing.
Gunn took over in like 20. What was it? It was like was it like 2018 or before that even?
No, it was right around what I think it was 2019, 2020.
Hang on.
Yeah, double
When did
check.
James Gunn take over DC Films, DC Universe? October 2022. I guess I thought it
Oh,
was.
okay.
No, hold on. I don't know if that's right. I really thought that was much. Here's why. Here's why. Hold on. I know people want to see me searching my phone for things.
Well,
How do you see? Oh, here we go. There was something in my Facebook memories the other day. And yes, I have a Facebook. Shut up. And I was like, I can't believe this was that long ago. Oh, how do you see more? And it was something to
should be on the
do.
bottom.
Oh, God, I don't know. It's not going. Anyway, it was something for when he took over. Well, okay. When did he do Suicide Squad?
That was what, 2021?
Was it that recently?
I thought it was 2020, 2021.
Something. I don't know. What's happening to my brain? Hold on. James Gunn. Why don't we just look at Wikipedia?
I was gonna say
I'm gonna look at Wikipedia. Yeah, Wikipedia.
2021. I was right.
Really?
Yep.
Then I don't know what happened on Facebook. I don't know what I was looking at. Anyway,
Well, that's when the movie came out, so it was in production long before that.
okay, because I had made
So,
the reason what it was I made. Okay, there's an old game called Sewer Shark.
mhm.
Do you know that game?
I've heard the name of it, but
Uh, it was for like Sega CD or something.
okay.
What was it? Oh, I guess it was on 3DO. 3DO and Genesis, I guess.
Okay, Genesis, yeah.
No, it can't have been Genesis. It had video. Hold on, Sewer Shark. This is important that people know about Sewer Shark. Sega CD. Okay, Sega
Oh,
CD. I was right the first time.
okay.
Anyway, I photoshopped his face on the Sewer Shark cover and I made it say Suicide Shark because of Suicide Squad.
Right.
But I thought that was so long ago. None of that was worth it. I'm so sorry. Let's move along.
That's okay.
Anyway, Penguin.
Yeah.
Big thumbs up, big recommend for me for sure. And I'm,
Yeah,
again,
absolutely.
I have not seen as much as you have, but even having only seen the 2 episodes, I'm absolutely going to watch the rest, and I'm
Oh, yeah.
really looking forward to diving
Well,
in.
and I've heard they pretty much greenlit a second season already
Mm.
for this.
I heard
So
that he is like ready to be done with Penguin forever, just because of the makeup.
yeah.
But which I can absolutely understand. How long do you
Oh,
think it takes him to get into that?
oh, I think he said like over 5 hours.
Well, in the scene when he's in the chair and they're torturing him, and he's got a full bodysuit on, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Well,
imagine.
in the shower scene where he comes out and where you see his foot for the first time, and
Yeah, pretty gross. Anyway, yes, I can't imagine people listening haven't tried it yet, but if they haven't,
absolutely
I
try
give you
it.
a thumbs up. Well, why don't we move over to the next comic book TV show right now?
Okay.
Let's go to Agatha. Um, I've been watching it with the fam. We've
Uh-huh.
been having fun. It's got the hocus pocus thing going on.
I mean, in all
It's
honesty,
fine.
this should be like a continuation of Hocus Pocus. I mean, I don't really, I'm not upset with it. I'm not a fan of it, but I'm not upset with it because it really doesn't like break any kind of lore or
Hmm.
anything with Marvel per se.
Sure.
I mean, I know the backstory of Agatha.
Yeah.
This isn't it. That even wasn't it during WandaVision, you know. So
I
I'm
can't
just
argue
kind
with
of
it. But
I'm kind of
we're doing it as
I'm
we're
not a
watching it as a family, and it's
well,
like
and I
it's been our
understand that enjoying
weekly.
it, yeah,
Yeah, and it's been fun
enjoying
to
that a
watch.
little bit more.
And tell you what, I laugh at it. It's funny. It's lighthearted. There's nothing really serious going on. Nothing like Penguin. I mean, I feel like Penguin is more for me, obviously.
Well,
But
yeah,
but Agatha has been super fun, and I do look forward to checking in on it every week.
I think they could have stopped some of the slapstick kind of zany stuff and gone a little more, Werewolf by Midnight kind of.
Oh yeah, which I rewatched the other day.
Yeah,
It's fun. I
it
still
holds
like it.
up. It
Where?
honestly
Why
holds
is there
up.
not more? Why didn't they do those every year?
Yeah.
What happened?
That was last year, right?
No,
Werewolf by Night was last year.
no, it was 2022, was it not? Because didn't last year they released a colorized version?
Oh, maybe.
When did Werewolf by Night movie come out?
Release date of Werewolf by Night was September 25th, 2022.
Oh, okay.
Google don't lie.
No. It doesn't lie, but it can be manipulated. Anyway.
In this
No,
case, I believe that that lines up with what I remember.
right. No, but I mean, yeah, I would prefer something like that. Or didn't last year, wasn't it What If that came out last year with the zombies?
No, that was
Oh,
also
that was
like
20. Yeah,
that
holy
was like
hell.
2021 even maybe.
Yeah.
They did say season 2 of What If.
Okay, maybe that's what I was thinking of season two
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, this could have been a little more even, family friendly, creepier.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
just,
some of it gets there, but not pretty much not.
no, yeah. I mean, it's like super slapstick horror,
Sure.
the couple little bits that's in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I could honestly do without the, musical numbers, but
We haven't minded. We've had fun.
they're so stupid.
But it doesn't line up with what I always imagined about Agatha, right?
Right.
But it does totally fit in with the Agatha that we got in WandaVision. So however you want to take that. It's not what I would prefer, but it is what it does line
Well,
up.
and I mean, is this going to make that turn do the same thing like it did in WandaVision, where it had a concept at the beginning of it, and then the last couple of episodes, it completely was something different that could have really been separate from all the rest of the beginning?
Do you know how many episodes there are?
I don't know if there's just six or
Hmm.
no, there can't be because tonight is six, and I know tonight's not the finale.
Yeah.
Maybe there's eight.
Okay.
So two more after
They don't have much
when we're
time to make a
recording
big
this.
change, but yeah.
Well, I think. Have you watched all up till tonight's
Yeah.
episode? Okay. I mean, tonight or the end of last episode is pretty much the big change. I think at this point.
I guess we'll find out.
So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, who knows? So we'll see. We'll see
yeah,
very soon.
yeah. And it's just one of those shows that, and like some of the ones that they're coming up with, because I think they're contractually that they have to, like Ironheart and Armor Wars, that nobody really wants these. Nobody asked for them,
I could
you
see Armor Wars
know.
being cool. It could be cool. It should be cool. Will it be?
Well, in my personal opinion, you need a Tony Stark in it for it to be
Well,
cool.
maybe he'll.
Well, it's supposed to come out like the end of next year, maybe.
Well, he's playing around again in the MCU.
But
So,
he's gonna be Doctor Doom, not Tony
yeah, but
Stark.
is he going to
So
be a Tony Stark version of Doctor Doom?
there's been nothing for it.
Who
I
knows?
personally I think it's gonna I think they're just trying to reclaim some of the that they've lost.
Yeah. Oh, it feels like that
So
for sure.
but
Yeah. We don't have to dive so too deep in all
no.
the negatives here, but anyway, Agatha is fine. I'm watching it with the fam, and
Yeah.
we're having a nice time. It's just nice. It's easy. It's whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
The witch stuff is big in my house. Oh, by the way, I'll show this to you. Um, so we ordered Zora a costume,
Okay.
and before it even got here, we were rummaging around in some stuff and found an old nun costume. And Zora was like, "Well, my friend's going to be a nun. Can I be a nun for Halloween?" And we were like, "Yep, it probably won't fit you, but try it on." I don't
You
know if
gonna
you can't really see it. Yeah.
yeah. Are you gonna paint her face up like the nun from the movie?
Yes. Hold on. Maybe that one's like kind of, I photoshopped it a little bit to be. Can you see this? Well, not
It's
really.
still
But
pretty, yeah.
anyway,
You get
she's
the
dressed as a
idea,
nun.
yeah. Yeah.
She's making this face that is. There you go. Oh
She's
man, she got it.
yeah. Although you can say in some of the what was it, the sister from the first Omen's face when she saw some of the stuff that she saw
Sure,
more than the nun.
that's right. I should get her a cigarette.
The holy crap. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that's all I really have to say about Agatha.
Yeah.
We're having fun.
Now I did get a little report that from like somebody that works in the Marvel Studios Disney Plus on three of the things coming up.
Okay, let's have it.
Okay, not really gonna get in any kind of spoilers whatsoever, but we're pretty much not gonna like Captain America 4. I mean, this is somebody that's worked on post production,
Okay,
and no, him knowing me, and I will say it's a guy knowing me, he said I am going to not like this movie at all.
fair. Okay.
The why am I drawing a blank?
Thunderbolts.
Oh, yes, Thunderbolts. I will be surprised by, or we will be surprised by.
I hope so because I think the trailer gave me a little hope. Just this much. Just
Yeah,
this much.
said, not perfect, but it's going to be surprisingly enjoyable movie.
Sweet. That's good to hear.
And we are going to love Daredevil.
I better. I better love it.
It is leaning into the heavy R of the Netflix.
There's an R in Daredevil. So
I got told one scene that will actually be on a very violent scene that what Kingpin does to someone.
gives them a wet willy.
And oh well, let's just say one ear touches the other ear.
All right. All right. I hope I get to see this soon.
But that's
Next year,
supposed to
right?
be yes, next year. They're closer to the summer.
That can't be soon enough, please.
So it looks like, we're gonna get that Netflix Daredevil that we've been wanting.
Good.
They've done a ton of reshoots.
Yeah,
Thunderbolts is going to be a little bit better than what's expected, and Captain America 4 is going to be as disappointed as we think it's going to be.
all right.
So that's kind of coming from somebody on the inside to get a little more info on it. So
I guess we'll see.
we'll all have to
I would love
make
Captain
our.
America to be good. I would love that. You got Harrison Ford in there. Come on. I would love that. But, it is what it is. We'll find out.
I mean, they literally spent an extra $150 million on reshoots after already spending over 200 million.
Don't worry, they'll get that back.
Speaking of movies not getting anything back,
Do you want to just go? Look, it's we
and
can do it.
we're gonna get ready to do Terrifier anyway.
Let's just go into
So
Terrifier, and I know the piece of information you're going to share,
yeah,
and just let's go. Let's do it.
okay. Uh, Joker has been a complete and utter failure, and I was right. Personally, not wanting to see it have anything to do with this. And like I said, you and I both, we weren't a huge fan of the first one anyway.
Not me. No,
And I
it's
mean,
not the
there's
worst
been
movie I've ever seen. It just
no,
wasn't my. I didn't want it. It
no,
wasn't my flavor for whatever
yeah,
reason.
yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, you know,
I think it's a well-made
he
movie.
did it. Yeah, it's well shot. It's well. The first one is definitely well
There's
acted.
nothing wrong with it. It just doesn't grab me for whatever reason.
And from what I've heard, he does a really good job acting in this one. But there's just so much in this movie that shouldn't be, and it's just falls flat.
Sure,
This is over $200 million movie that's made about eight
rough,
domestically.
rough.
Now, in returns to another clown movie, which you have seen, and we can talk about just a little bit, is Terrifier 3,
Yes.
the awesome Damien Leone slasher, cost a mere $2 million,
Which for them is an insane budget, by the
which
way.
which is an insane budget, and has made 18 plus million in a quarter of the theaters
It's
that
projected to go.
Joker.
I've heard it's projected to do quite well.
Well, believe it or not, it is up here in our little theater.
I saw that and I could not believe it. It's in.
Yeah.
Listen to this. I mean, just think about this. It's an unrated horror
Yes.
film with so much gore and violence, and it is a nasty movie.
Right.
It's not the kind of movie that would be allowed to exist, let alone be in a theater. It's mind blowing. If you get a chance, see it in the theater. If you haven't seen it yet, okay. You want me to just start with my?
Go
I'm
for
gonna
it.
go in. Okay. So I won't do any spoilers, although it's gonna be tough to spoil anyway
I
because
mean, yeah.
you know what you're getting into, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Buckets and buckets.
if I had to rank it, let me just start with this.
Okay.
I would rank them 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
It's easy. It's easy. Terrifier 3 looks the best. Terrifier 3 has the best story. The second one made more of an attempt at a story,
Right.
but the third one manages to even provide more context for the second one, and the characters have development, and you really care about the final girl, and
Right.
there's actual characters. Now that might bum some people out who just want to see Art the Clown going nuts.
Right.
Don't worry.
No
I don't know if
one is safe in this movie.
I don't know if it quite reaches the heights of splitting the woman in half in the first one.
Right.
But I mean, the gore and the setups and the things that Art does, and I obviously will not tell you what those things are because they're so, I feel like this is the first one that I got because I thought Terrifier 1 was like an interesting oddity, but I was like, a little too mean for me. I love when he
Right.
takes the gun, out of his sock. It goes, well, fuck it, I gotta shoot her.
Yeah.
I love that. But the first one felt like maybe a little too mean, but a bit of an oddity.
Right.
The second one, I was like, okay, I like it more, but it obviously like the dude just wants to show you body parts coming off, and
Right.
but there's more of an inkling of like, oh, Art might be an actually interesting character, and
There was hints
there's
of
a
it.
there's
Hints
more of
of
a
it.
story going
Right.
on for sure. I
Right.
mean, no doubt about it. The second one has a story, and the first one doesn't really. I mean,
Yeah.
it does, but it's
It's
nothing.
let's be honest, the first one is just an extension of the short.
Yeah,
I mean,
and so with the second one, I was like, okay, I get it more, and I would say that I like the second one. I don't think that I love it. Terrifier 3, I might love it. It's this close. I might. It's There's some things in Terrifier 2 that just didn't quite work for me, and plus, like the whole clown thing. I've never been into clowns. They don't scare me, and
right.
they whatever.
Yeah.
There's all that stuff in the second one about the clown cafe, and the song goes on for too long, and like
Yeah.
sometimes you just think maybe he needs an editor.
Right.
Um, but in the third one, there are some subtle things going on, and
Hmm.
there are some amazing shots. The movie looks fantastic. It feels real. It doesn't have any CG garbage. It
Right.
has some it has one sequence that is, if I told you what it was right now, you would say, "What?" Your jaw would be on the floor. It has one sequence that is so, why is this in a Terrifier film? Let's just say that. That one sequence is just, it's it's baffling, but I really liked it actually, and it kind of hints at the origins of something from the second one that I thought was really cool. Um, I really really like the Halloween. There is a bit of Halloween, but it's really more of a
Right.
Christmas. It's a Christmas
Right.
movie, so you do get Art um, running around in a Santa Claus outfit. You find
So
out why he's
so
got it.
another classic with Die Hard that we'll be watching during Christmas.
Sure, you will gather the family around. They'll want to see this. Uh, there are some gnarly kills, of course.
Yeah.
I like the music quite a bit in this one. I really noticed it more, although maybe partially because I saw it in the theater. Also,
Right.
really helped that I saw it in a nice theater. I actually saw it at AMC,
Okay.
and sound was great, picture was great, the crowd was fun, people were reacting, and there was just a good energy
Did
in
you
the
have
movie.
anybody leave?
No, nobody left.
Okay.
We had a pretty solid crew in there.
Yeah.
um, I did get up halfway through to just go pee, but like
Okay.
maybe people probably thought I was trying to leave, but then I
Oh
came
yeah.
back in and I was like, yeah, that's right. I didn't have to leave. Uh, no, nobody left. Nobody threw up. Nobody did. And but I mean, the stories of that happening for someone who hasn't seen a movie like this or like doesn't know,
Right.
I could see it. Or if you or someone is like squeamish about blood or gore or injury,
Right.
I know people like that. Don't see this movie. Don't do that to yourself. You won't be able to watch it. You just won't.
Just donate the ticket money to keep this
Yeah,
movie going.
it's brutal. And don't let me. It has everything you want from a Terrifier movie. Let's just say that. There is also this awesome little section. It's like a mini. It could be a short. It could be a
Okay.
short film where Art gets to do something fun, and there's a really fun cameo that I didn't know about. There's actually
Okay.
two excellent cameos if you're like a big horror guy.
Okay.
If you're a horror person, you're going to know who these people are, and you're going to really be happy. And I was absolutely. It was so cool. Uh, I will say there is some. Uh, they don't shy away from child murder. I'll just
That's
say
why I
it.
said no one is safe. Literally, no
No
one
one is
is.
safe. It definitely. I guess in terms of Terrifier, it's it's more tame. I guess, but it
Maybe.
is certainly brutal. You know, so
Right.
you're still going to see it. So just be warned about that if that's a sensitive thing for you. But yeah, it's got it's Terrifier, and I
Yeah.
think it's the best one. I think it's easily the best one. I could definitely recommend people go see that. It's funny because,
I
and the
can't
whole
wait.
the whole story was, we were in Springfield actually, and we were at the Spirit Halloween, and I was like,
Mhm.
"Isn't isn't Terrifier out now?" And I kind of just said it out loud, and then I was like, "Hold
Right.
on, is Terrifier out?" And we looked, and it was 12:30, and I looked, and it said Terrifier. There's a theater 5 miles away, and you can see it at 1:30. And I was like, Well, we're doing that.
Yeah.
So we did.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. Yeah, big recommend for sure. I mean, if you like the first two, you're going to want to see this one.
Right.
It's just I want to reiterate that this is the first one where I think I liked it all the way through. I had a great time. I feel like I got this one. The
Right.
first and second one I was kind of up and down on. This one maybe will make me like the second one more
Okay.
in some ways. But anyway, yeah, I just thought it was easily the best. There is some wild stuff that happens. There's one thing in particular that I keep thinking about that I won't say again, but
Right.
they are not afraid to do insane things in this movie, and I don't just mean the gore.
Yeah.
This movie goes okay. Basically, what's awesome about the director not playing in the studio system and not having to worry about messing up with someone else's money and all that stuff is that he can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff that he decides to do is like, and I'm not talking about the gore and the kills and stuff. There's a couple things that where he decides what the rules are.
Okay.
And I really want to say it, but I can't. I won't say it, but there's a thing that happens near the beginning where it's like, oh, of course this can happen. Of course that I'm seeing that right now with my eyes, and I love it. I don't want to hype it like too much, but it's just getting away with so much. It's so interesting. Hello, you get another call?
I thought I like accidentally hooked the thing back up. The ringer. My bad.
I got you. No worries.
No, but yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I think you're gonna have a great time. If anyone hasn't seen it, obviously go see it. If you want to see Art the Clown doing his thing.
Yeah.
So
I mean, and that's one of the things. This is an independent filmmaker in the truest sense of the word. You know,
now
just
it's
like
obvious that there were more people working on this, and then he had a better team.
well, right, absolutely.
So
But
I don't want people to think like, oh, one guy did this. Obviously there was
no,
a great team.
no. But I meant not going through a studio, not doing, finding your own team, your own production,
Yep.
not
Doing it yourself.
going the studio, quote unquote studio route. And I mean,
Yep.
DJ, that we've had on the show, he's doing the same thing.
For sure. For
So
sure.
we'll get him back on also to get an update on his film. We kind of had a scheduling snafu the last couple of times.
Dude,
so
my last couple of weeks have been snafu.
I know.
Snafu.
So, and hopefully, our next one we will have another independent. I won't say anything other than maybe tease it. We're still working out the details on that one.
Sure.
So, but somebody we haven't talked to yet, but
absolutely. Pardon me. Yeah. So final thoughts on Terrifier. I would love to be able to talk spoilers, but I refuse. Check it out.
Give it a couple more weeks.
It's doing its own thing, and I love that.
Right.
I'm bummed that I haven't seen the new Hellboy yet. I know it doesn't have great reviews, and it didn't have much of a budget, and whatever. It's not Ron Perlman, which is sad. It's not David Harbour, which is sad for some people. But I do believe Mike Mignola when he says this is the most comic accurate Hellboy.
And I was going to add on that before you even said that, that's what I was thinking. Everything that I've seen in regards to like the story and some of the way things are shot, this is the most to the comic book.
And I just read that one, The Crooked Man, and I think it is absolutely perfect for a movie like this. So I hope it does well, because if they can do some smaller budge stuff and give me some more Hellboy and tell some of these stories in another way, that's all I want. If that's all I can get, that I'll take it. That's great.
And I mean, movies like Terrifier just prove that if you put out something that's good that people want to see, it doesn't have to be $200, $300, $400 million movie.
Yep.
To have success. I mean, 70s, 80s, even early 90s. How many under, $10, $15 million budget movies were blockbusters?
Sure.
So, and especially in horror wise.
Oh yeah.
That was some of the most iconic movies of all time in that range.
100%.
So,
And speaking of that, um, maybe one thing we can kind of finish up with.
okay, I do have one question for you.
Oh, sure. Go ahead. Go to that first.
Okay, and it's in regards to Terrifier.
Okay, sure. Let's hit me.
Are we on the precipice of another iconic horror character with art? Right up
Easy.
there with the Jason and the Michael and the Freddy and the
I don't think you can deny it. I just don't think you can deny it. Particularly now that he's getting this full release in theaters. There is talk of Terrifier 4. I don't think it's talk. I think it's confirmed. Terrifier 4 is confirmed.
Damien said in an interview he's planning on basically two more movies
Yeah, I basically heard
around on his vision of
he said basically at least two more, and then we'll see how we feel, is what I
right.
read.
Yeah, yeah,
So, we could have like a Freddy situation where there's a jillion of them. Um, I know there was talk of like a big studio remake and reboot of Terrifier, and I'm so
yeah.
glad that they didn't go that direction. Although,
No,
like, I guess I would morbidly be interested to see how that goes. But all I can think of is that they wouldn't be able to do any of the fun stuff. I think Terrifier 3 has convinced me that that would be a bad idea.
yeah.
Um, I just keep thinking of this one image in my mind that I will not, I can't tell you, but yeah,
That's
I think
fine. That's fine.
it would be a bad idea to go, bigger with that or to go studio or whatever. So
Right.
yeah, I hope he is allowed to continue doing what he wants to do. And
Well, the thing is just reinvest the money that these movies are making.
well,
I
clearly
mean,
he is.
literally, well, he is, but I meant, each time go just a little bit bigger. You don't have to get crazy with it, the
Yeah,
budget, but say, Terrifier 4, instead of a $2 million budget, it's got a $4 million budget.
sure. There's nothing
You
wrong with
know,
that. And
go with
if he's still in charge and we're not going with a crazy bunch of crazy special effects, and look, I just can't imagine he would make that choice.
no. And
I
I
think
think
you're in
if
safe
he,
hands. Well, okay,
I
they're
was going
not
to say,
safe.
well, no, there's no hands that are
It's
safe.
the opposite with this guy.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that if he were to go to a larger studio, I think he would have stipulations. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying? It was
Absolutely.
like all these have to be
But
practical effects.
why
I
would he
have to
want to?
oversee.
There's no
Right?
reason. There's no reason
No,
for he doesn't first of all, he does not need to.
no.
At this point, he has the money. He's
And I mean, in all honesty, the distribution wise, for the fact that we've got Terrifier 3 in a town of 7,000
yeah,
that
at a
came
at a
to
non-chain theater.
a non-chain theater,
Yep.
he doesn't have to worry about,
No. No, Art the Clown is a
distribution.
household name.
Yeah,
I mean, just go online anywhere. You're going to see Art. You go to the store. You're going to see Art on a T-shirt, or you're going to see Art.
right.
He's out there.
And what's funny is he does not care about bootleg Art the Clown merchandise.
That's fun.
He's like, dude, get it out there. He was like, we're gonna sell the stuff that's got our name, and if somebody wants to do it, hey, more people get to see art, and
Sure.
then then that'll bring them back to us.
Sure. Yeah.
So
Yeah. But yeah, no, I am praising this movie quite a bit, but I think it has earned it. Yeah, it's good. I wanted to just part of me is like, but it's so mean and it's so brutal, but like, it's just a movie. It's just for fun. And
right,
it's funny because there's a line of dialogue that is said in Terrifier 3
hmm
that I think you could absolutely it seems like the director kind of telling you, hey, this does have value and this is why.
right,
And again, I don't want to spoil any of that. We can talk about
no,
it, on a future time, but
right,
it does have value. It's not just whatever. People think that it's just gore
just
and
not
that's it.
shock.
And
Yeah,
yeah, and sure, it is shock, and that's a big part of it, but that's part of the fun. And that equals
right,
entertainment. And that's what it is. That's what it's for.
right,
So it's to entertain you.
exactly.
So without giving anything else away about that
Well,
in
it's
the
just
movie, I
you
think I
know,
think he's making a clear statement, to be honest.
I just it feels like because when did Terrifier 1 come out?
I
Uh,
would guess 2016 or something like
I
that.
would say 17, 18, 16, somewhere around there.
Terrifier 1. Release date 2018.
2018.
March
Okay.
15th, 2018.
Okay. But just think about like,
No, hold on. Hold on.
oh,
IMDb says 2016.
the
So,
actual movie or the short?
oh, that's a good point. Um, no, I think this is the actual movie.
Okay.
That looks like the movie.
Okay.
Either way, we're in the 2016, 2018 range.
Yeah, somewhere around there. I mean, it's only, you figure it's only been 8 years.
Right.
Okay.
At the
You
most.
know, and for Art the Clown to have this much kind of reverence
Already.
in like the horror lexicon, what's it going to be like in 20 years? You know what I mean? It's
Sure.
like that same, as long as it keeps the same momentum,
Yeah.
I mean, you won't be able to say horror like, movies without having art added into that Freddy, Jason,
Right.
Michael,
And I want
you
to be
know,
clear, like it is a certain kind of movie.
right.
If you're a long legs guy, that doesn't mean you're gonna like
No,
Terrifier.
no,
Um, it ain't the same, you know.
no,
It's
no,
a
no.
different kind of art.
Right.
But if you're into the Jasons and the Michaels, we don't have those much anymore.
No.
They just don't exist anymore. So yeah, short of bringing Jason back, which needs to happen, come on.
I think he's the perfect guy to bring Jason back.
Sure, yeah, we could do that. I mean, I don't necessarily need it to be him because I don't need the like I would not mind maybe someone with a more artsy eye taking over a Jason
Well, but
as
I
long as
mean,
we could
not
get
even
the
looking at the brutality of Terrifier, you know, like some of his imagery with the photo, from the filmography, the of what he did, especially in two, some of the shots in three, some of the
Mhm.
shots, I think that could bring it more,
I mean, I would
bring a
love to
little
see
more
it.
to
Look,
it,
listen, if they announced tomorrow that Damien Leone is doing Friday the 13th, his own Friday the 13th,
right?
I'm first in line at the theater.
Yeah,
You don't have to argue with me. I'll do it. I'll be there. I'm interested. But I do think my to my taste, I would like someone with a little bit more visual something, and maybe I don't know.
so if that's the case, who would you think?
That's a great question, Chris, and I don't know if I have an answer. Um, it's a really good question.
Okay, not to say when somebody like John Krasinski,
I don't know that I've seen anything. Oh, did he
Quiet
direct Quiet
Place.
Place?
Yeah.
That doesn't really
I'm
that
just,
doesn't
I
make
mean,
anything tingle
yeah.
on me, Chris.
No, but I meant there's a lot of sense of tension in those movies.
Hmm.
It's not so much I mean, it's more of an alien horror movie, but
I want Jason to be fun but also dread and also uh there's a magical something there with Jason where he is like
I mean, that's why I said I think Damien could do it.
I'm
He
not
does
saying he
not,
couldn't do it.
no, no, but I
He's not
meant
who I would
just,
pick maybe.
but just what I've seen of with the Terrifier movies, and I haven't seen the third one yet.
Well, let him make
I am going
Terrifier.
to.
Let him make Terrifier.
No, I
We'll leave
know
it.
that. No, but I mean, if you're gonna get him to do at least a mainstream movie,
Okay, well, I'll say this. If he was going to do a major franchise
right,
and have the big budget and work with the studio, and if he was just going to direct,
right,
it's either Jason or Freddy. It's not
right.
Michael.
No,
Hands
no,
down, it's not Michael.
no, and
It's
I would say the same thing. I almost could honestly, I almost could see if he was gonna do a big one, maybe a Freddy more than even a
but I
Jason,
worry about the
because he's got
dream
the
stuff, and
comedy.
I would want someone with a little bit more sense of strange, like honestly, like Panos Cosmatos to do Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh my God. I that for me is like that's where my head is at with this.
Right,
So for people who don't know, he did Mandy. The strangeness and the crazy vibes and the weird visuals and stuff. I think he would be really good for something like that, or at least my vision of what Freddy is doing.
Yeah.
So anyway, uh, I just want them to be back. That's my
Yeah.
main point. I just want them to be back
Okay.
on my
Another
screen.
suggestion. Who directed? I know he's Spanish, but who directed When Evil Lurks?
Oh, his name is escaping me, but he also did Terrified, which is really, really good.
Yeah, that may be somebody you can go into with a
He
Jason.
could do a Terrifier movie. Yeah. And I can't believe I'm blanking on his name. I feel like an asshole because he's so good.
Yeah,
And I rewatched Where Evil Lurks, and because I didn't love it the first time, and I still don't think I love it. I think I love Terrified, but I think When Evil Lurks is cool. I
yeah,
think for whatever reason it just didn't grab me, but I did like it. I liked it better the
yeah,
second time I watched it for
right.
sure.
I liked it. I knew I liked it a little bit more than you had, but
Hmm.
now I will say, just movie wise, before we kind of wrap things up, I did go see The Substance.
I really want to. I really want to.
You have got to see this
I
movie.
really want to. I really love her
I
previous
was
movie. Have you seen
so
Revenge?
yes,
I really love that movie, and I know I'm gonna like Substance. I
I
just haven't been able
was
to see it.
I was so surprised by Demi Moore
Hmm.
in that. And the third act is so over the top.
I can't wait. I can't
Yeah,
wait.
I mean, I will recommend, if you want just a step down from Terrifier,
Sure.
go see The Substance.
I really want to see it. I just haven't been able to. I really want to see it.
Yeah,
Again, I've seen the movie Revenge like 6 times.
yeah,
Like I've showed it to people. I really like that movie.
yeah. I think you'll really love this one too. But it's
Well,
so good. I mean, I honestly think that this is, even though it's a horror movie, and I know she won't get it, but probably one of her best acting performances.
hmm, I see.
And I mean, that's even going
I've
back
heard
to
that.
G.I. Jane and all that stuff.
I've
This is
heard
probably one of her best acting
I've
performances
heard
in
it's
this
great.
movie. So,
And yeah, no, I will be. Don't worry, I'm seeing that as soon as
yeah,
I can.
yeah.
Well, what I wanted to end with is there's a teaser trailer for the new Osgood Perkins movie,
Hmm.
um, which is the monkey.
Okay, I have not seen this.
It is, if I understand it correctly, based on a Stephen King short, The Monkey.
Oh,
I don't.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it's Oz Perkins, director of Long Legs, which I
Is
loved.
it based on Monkey Shine?
I don't know if
Is
that's the
that
one or
because
not.
that's the
I
okay,
wanted to I kept wanting to say that, but I don't know if it's that
right?
one or not.
Okay,
Um, and to be honest, I'm not really familiar with the. I've seen Monkey Shines,
right.
but I don't know the short story or
Okay,
whatever it is
that
at
it came
all.
from. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would like to take a look at this trailer,
Okay, yeah.
and we can just go from there. Share sound. There we go. All right, you see it?
Yep.
All right. The Monkey in theaters February 21.
For the longest time, there was nothing.
Osgood, my man.
But then it appeared.
I do think it's funny that the thing turns around and there's a little monkey there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can. He's in the box. Oh, it's like a box opening.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, you can see his little monkey head in there.
Yeah.
That's cute.
A beast not from this earth. Smiting the ones who deserved it. The ones who didn't.
Oh, okay. Is this like just that concept of that happening? Is this going to be like a Final Destination type thing?
I'm not sure. Is it some kind of cursed? Yeah, the cursed toy, or
Yeah, maybe.
yeah.
And everyone in
Whoa, hold
between.
up, hold up, hold up. We got pinballs in this bad boy right here. I can't quite tell what they are. A lot of times they'll disguise pinball machines in movies,
Yeah.
but they may be. I almost could make this out, but I can't quite. Well, that's good. You making sure to get those pinballs in the frame. You're my
There you
friend.
go. Yeah.
Which, by the way, I'm going to the Pinball Expo on Friday in,
Oh,
in
nice.
Chicago. So I'll be sure to send pictures of anything
Okay,
cool.
yes.
And everyone in between. Whoever controls it controls life and death. And those deaths are really fucked up.
So if you control the monkey, you can like tell it to kill people.
That's what it sounds like.
It's a little bit of like a
Like a
monkey's
Death
paw.
Note.
Monkey's paw meets
Death Note.
well, I was going to say keeping it within the Stephen King Pet Cemetery. But yeah, Death Note, sure.
Everybody dies.
Oh my god.
And that's life.
It's a goddamn mess in there. Have you been up there? It's like that restaurant. Spaghetti City.
Spaghetti City. Hold up. Was that Elijah Wood?
I couldn't tell.
Also, what in the Hereditary is going on here?
There's like so much going on that I can't even. Okay, no, that's not Elijah.
No, not that one.
Oh, okay.
Although I love the way this looks. I mean, it looks like long legs, and
Yeah,
I just want more of that.
it's got that 70s aesthetic.
That's Elijah Wood.
Oh, yeah, that is.
Interesting. Okay. What a visual.
Everything okay up there?
That's a finger.
Everything's fine.
Come on, baby, let's have some fun.
Whoa.
February next year.
Interesting. Wow, okay.
Hmm.
I'll be in the theater for sure. I'm
That-
into what Oz does.
That looks just like crazy as hell.
Yep. Cool. Oh, that looks fun. Anyway, I don't have anything else.
No, I think that's pretty much it for me. So,
Excellent. All right. Well, we will be back before the month is out,
yep,
and we will talk more spooky things in this
Right.
October.
right.
So yeah, make sure to join the Discord if you haven't
Yep.
already. Come in and say hi, and you
And
know,
we'll have to get a report from Sean on his movie watching.
yes. Are we? Well, we'll talk about it. We'll talk.
Yeah,
about it.
yeah,
But yeah, look forward to the results of our movie challenge to Sean.
right.
And yeah, happy Halloween, everyone. And we'll
Right.
talk to you before then. But you know,
Right.
if you're getting ready, think about us and watch a scary one.
Go see some movies.
Yeah, you should.
Especially go see Substance. Go see Terrifier.
Yep.
So,
Perfect.
all right,
Awesome.
all. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.